Hello and welcome to part 2 of me decluttering my childhood. So yeah, I went through a couple more boxes and this is what I am going to be giving away. So I have a couple of different stuffed animals here, which are always hard to part with because they're super cute. And then I also have the Buffy the Vampire Slayer DVDs, which I've kept. I have like the full collection, and there's no really need to keep DVDs anymore because obviously you can watch everything online or on Netflix and it's very easy to get them. And then I have these fluffy animals from my childhood as well, which are hard to part with, but yeah, these ones I don't have too much sentimental attachment to, so I'm happy to be passing them on. And these are two old cameras, like one of the very first cameras I ever had. So I'm going to, I think I'm just going to give them to like a recycled technology place. And then I also have, I have some more teddy bears in there, like 1 or 2 books that I found that I just don't need anymore, which I'm just going to put in this bin that I'm going to take to be donated. And I also have one of my grandma's wedding dresses here. Now, she gave this to me because she didn't want it anymore, and yeah, I've kept it, but I'm never gonna wear this, and I don't know, it seems so strange to hold on to something that, yeah, someone else could use. So it's a hard one to part with, but it's definitely, I don't know, it's worth giving to someone who could actually be using this in some way. And then I just have some extra little things here that I am going to be passing along. Here's one box ready to be donated, and then I also found these camera boxes, and I've kept them because if you want to sell your camera or your lens, if you have the original box it came in, you can actually sell it for more. But I've actually already sold this lens, and I'm probably not going to sell this one or the camera until it's not really worth very much anyway, so I don't know why I'm holding onto these boxes, and I will be recycling them as well. I have found these cameras, and as much as I love them and I still love doing photography, I just feel that it's time to give them to a new home that's really going to love and appreciate them, as they've just been sitting in a box for the last year and I'm not going to take them back to America with me. So I think it's just important to give it to someone that's really going to love these cameras and be able to use them. So I'm going to be selling them just on like a Facebook page. So these are all the books that I need to go through, and I think it's going to be quite hard because a lot of them are sort of like childhood books that I want to keep and like give to my children someday, but we shall see how I go with all of them. This is going to break my heart having to give away some of my books, but I'm just going to create a discard pile, childhood books piles, which are very sentimental, books that I would read now, and books that I love and are like my all-time favorite, and also school books that are like the classic ones I read while in school. So these are all my childhood books that I'm keeping, and I'm just not ready to part with them because these are what my dad read me when I was growing up as a young child. These are the stories he read me before I went to sleep. So these are the books that I am going to be donating. I have some here and a few more here. I'm happy to be passing those along, but I also have decided to keep all these Henry Miller books and a few books underneath here that I'm definitely going to read and flick through, and also some more here that I wanted to keep. These are the vintage copies of these ones, which seems silly that I'm keeping both copies, but I just love the colours of these and they just make me really happy. And then I have these 5 books that were sort of like the transformative books that I read in school and that we studied in class. So Old Man and the Sea, To Kill a Mockingbird, The Alchemist, Catcher in the Rye, and Animal Farm, which are all classic books. So I also found some old photography books of mine, which I'm going to be passing along, but I have decided to keep these 3 as Irving Penn is one of my favorite photographers. This is probably one of my favorite artists, and I love the Penelope's Hungry Eye book as well. I am just putting away all the books I decided to keep, and I also wanted to let you know that I sold 4 of the cameras and I made $100, which isn't much for what I could have gotten from those cameras. However, the person who picked them up was a photography student themselves and was beyond excited to have those cameras at such a good price being a student, and that for me is more important than making an extra $100, is knowing that the things that I'm parting with are going to someone who's going to value them, use them, love them just as much as I did. So that makes me really happy. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll leave the links to the other videos I've made in this series, and I'd love to hear from you if you've decluttered your childhood things. What were the things you struggled with the most? How did you, I don't know, part with them? What were your tips and tricks? Because I would love any help I could get in this. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye!